Live. We're gonna let this warm up, and Tom is back in the saddle, blazing saddle, in fact. And we're gonna let him do a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes to win it. Well, I do.
I mean, I'm going to need a few minutes, John, because first of all, I haven't been on a comic book look in God knows how long. We're maybe a month, 2 months. I don't know.
You're still co-CEO.
Dude, feels so long. So, guys, I'm so sorry that I have been missing. Trust me, I've still been reading comics. You know what? John even asked me, hey, did you read your comics today? My answer, yes. Every single one I bought today's already read. There's not even a back stock. What's up, Derek? Just called in. But anyway, so I want to say, guys, why I've been gone is, hey, I was out of the country. I was out on work trips. So I was going to these far off lands. That should be so fun. But, most of the time, honestly, just worked like 12 to 15-hour days. And then I did get to hit up some comic shops. I was in Spain, so I got to visit a Spanish comic shop and got some goodies for Johnny Boy, which he's going to love. And I'm not going to give it to him until me and John can be in the same room together and hang out actually like actual friends, because me and John are actual friends. We just don't get to interact like that very often. So we need to do that. And then, so that was really great. And then I've been really busy with work, and it's the end of school year. And then I sold all my comics. As you can see, there's no comics behind me. So I sold every single one. I just actually threw them on the curb. Just kidding. I got kicked out of my basement because it's the last day of 5th grade, and we are hosting a 5th grade graduation girls sleepover. And so my downstairs has been infiltrated. So I am in the sunroom, my wife's gardening room. And so, guys, but you know what? I just couldn't miss another comic book look, and I just had to hang out with Johnny Boy. And then we got such a cool guest today, so we're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's comics. John, let's start this thing off. You got your shares out. You got enough shares out anyway.
I am kind of curious about this, like every grade graduating thing. Like, what is that?
I don't know exactly. It's like really 5th grade, preschool, another one kindergarten. Okay, now it's 5th grade. Then it will be 8th grade. Then it better be the actual graduation.
And then you graduate like a summer. You made it through summer. Congratulations! Like,
I need a graduation ceremony.
One more week.
I don't know. All right. Before I kick it off, yes, I just wanted to say howdy back to you, Derek. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. But yeah, we're going to do this up, and I'm going to give you the best intro a guy can give. It's Comic Book Church. But here we go. Hey, everybody. It's a comic book look. It's your boy, John on Demand, a.k.a. Reversing the Flash with this mad cap that I have. And yes, I was zooming around the workplace today, but I, of course, am joined by co-CEO Tom Devine. There can only be one, a.k.a. the Midwest Highlander. And you got a very special guest. I am intrigued by that candy bar.
You're dancing bombs right now on us? Jesus.
Right? Yeah. We are joined, you guys, by Rainbow Comics customer and rising sensation, Dan, a.k.a. JuggX3rXnaut, who is an amazing YouTube streamer. So for those that are into Pokemon, definitely check it out. For Pokemon cards, they love to do giveaways. They love engaging with the audience. Dan does just a wonderful job with that. And we'll have some more about Dan, too. I learned quite a bit about Dan's comic prowess the past couple of weeks. And so we'll kind of chop it up there, too. But first of all, let's just check in with both of you. We'll start with you, Dan. How are you doing?
I'm doing just dandy, thank you. I had a nice trip to Walmart. Nothing better than spending over $100 there. Okay, I went for a headset, honestly, and I came out with so much crap. I don't know how that happens every time I go there. It's like, oh, now I got some stuff for the fish tank. I got some like food. I got some bagels, and then there's I did get my headset also. But I don't even know what all ended up in there. No Pokemon cards though. They didn't have anything there.
Hey, I hear that. No, I've had those days at Rainbow and elsewhere, especially Hy-Vee. You go in for one thing and you see all these magical things, and you're like, yes.
Did you guys know they have a 6-packs of like the 16-ounce sodas for $1.50 on Wednesday?
It's just too good of a deal. And well, see, Walmart, that will be okay. I'm all right. Target, I can kind of handle myself. Where it gets out, I mean, for most stores, I'm okay. But if my wife walks into Costco, like we are not walking out without like $400. I'm always like, we came in for one thing. How is it that we're spending all the money we have for, just giant tubs of pre-made meals and spinach and, booze by the dozens and Kirkland, baby. I guess that's the killer in our house.
Them putting those things like on the shelves right next to the like aisles, like that works. And
it truly does. I'm the worst too. I'm definitely like, oh yeah, I'll have this, or like, ooh, something new. Oh, I haven't tried this. Oh, they put Reese's peanut butter in this. I guess I have to have it. I'm fucking terrible at all that shit. But hell yeah, Dan, I didn't know you, man. So I'm stoked. So you're into Pokemon. You got your own shit going on. Super stoked to hear all about it. How did you get started? Tell us what your kind of page is about and kind of what you're into, man.
Okay. Yeah, we of course most people's stories started when they were younger. For me it'd have been about 13, 14 getting the original packs, and one day middle school giving them all away, and dagger through the heart. Ever since, well, not ever since, when I got to an adult age, ever since then, I was like, yes, I can't believe I did that. But now my girlfriend and I, we've been Kagome. She's also in my streams. We do it as a tag team and we open up together. Sometimes she's out of town. I have to do it alone. But it was something that like I picked up a couple packs. I was like, hey, because I have done this with Magic cards. I'd get a couple and I'd be like, and there's just nothing really like fun about Magic cards as far as like looks and the characters and things. I think the art is amazing. Don't get me wrong. Magic art they are phenomenal. I think it's the best art out there. But yeah, so you pull that Squirtle out and you're like, oh, it's cute. And we got into Pokemon Go. So it's really been about 7-8 months strong. We just keep buying, and I just keep buying Pokemon cards. I was like, maybe we should try to find a way to make some money out of this. No, we got some really good cards though. Like one of them, if it was PSA 10, would be like $800. So like, and I think that's what got us is like that first time we bought that box. There was like 2-3 really good cards in there, and you're like, okay. Now John is like my little dealer guy. I'll come in there and be like, hey man, you got can I get one of those chilling reins? But as far as the page, we really, or the channel, we're out there trying to give away stuff all the time. I mean, bulk is a disastrous thing for everybody that collects Pokemon cards. But for me, if I can give that out to people, like I already have this card, I don't need it, right? So why not? Like I do you gotta just sign up. We'll pull some cards. If I already have it, it goes into the box and we're gonna give that away, basically. Our most recent one was the Brilliant Stars, and we got 3 of the Charizard cards, 2 of the Arceus cards, a couple of Mimikyus, which I just got that Mimikyu VMAX. I was trying to tell you about this earlier.
Yeah.
It's got the trainer in there with it. But yeah, now like, all right, guys, if we pull one of those, it's gonna be given away. So like, get in there.
You'll give dupes away on your channel. That's fucking wild, man. Amazing.
Yeah, I got the rainbow one somewhere. Yeah. Oh, right here. This is probably one of the better ones. If we would have pulled this guy, it's a Rainbow Charizard. Yeah. We would have gave it away. Like, yeah, that's a really good card right now.
So get over and just hit pause and sub this channel, guys. You clearly everybody wants to get some free Pokemon cards that are worth some value too, man. That's amazing.
And then just the thing, like, I've been watching some of the big streamers and they do giveaways all the time, but you're one out of 3,500 people that are trying to win those cards. Your chances not very good. My last one I did, 3 people were signed up. Like, that's a 30% chance to win some free cards. Like, You just got to get in there. Even if we get 20 more people in there, I mean, your chances are still 2, 3, 4, 5%. Way better than those big streamers.
I like one thing I caught on your show too is I like how you do the drawing right on camera. So you do a screen share, and there's a website that he uses that does like the spinning wheel, Tom, where he has all the names entered in, and then everyone's like a Wheel of Fortune slice on it, and it's pretty sharp. So.
Dude, sick, man. Well, cool. So what's the card that what's your most prized card or your favorite card that you ever pulled?
Come with me to a place.
I would love to.
Look at this setup over here.
Dude, that is dope, bro. You're a freaking nerd. I love it.
Let's see here.
Just like us. Dang.
Okay.
Dude, that Umbreon is a beaut.
It's the alt art Umbreon. That's the one. PSA 10 is $800. We got the alt art Rayquaza from the Evolving Skies also. That one's worth a penny.
Heck yeah.
But honestly, some of those aren't even Kagome's favorites. Like, she's the Eevee, all the Eevee stuff. I'm like, but this one's worth it. She's like, don't care. I want it on my box over here.
Hey, I think that's cool. I actually appreciate that. Where someone's like, no, actually, I collect all Clefairies no matter what. Yeah, I know this is a common one. That's like, but that's my shit, dude. It's like, I don't one, I like that kind of stuff. Or then like, no, yeah, I know this is a valuable card, but I don't like snakes. So I don't take this, I don't like this Pokemon. Ekans, get him.
Also, sorry. Also, if people can get in there with us, it would save me from having to send things to California. I've already done that once. And we had someone won recently in Sioux Falls. I stopped at Rainbow Comics. He stopped at Rainbow Comics. We handed it off. We took a picture.
Yep.
Dude, that's awesome.
I just got to show off my Pokemon street cred. I was at my parents' house out in Illinois, and they had this little toy still. So this came in like a Happy Meal or something. And so I was just like, heck yeah, I'm taking this back for my my desk. And so I have my little Snorlax here from, gosh, I don't even know.
Yeah.
This is Burger King. This is Burger King. And 1999.
I saw that Snorlax hat you had back in the day too. I did see that one in your videos.
Oh yeah, he's around. He's lurking. Yes, is that hoodie? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
That thing is sharp, dude. She rocks that. I love that. She loves it. That's fun, man. That's cool. With the Lucians on there. Well, awesome. So you guys, for that, those of you that are just joining, we are rocking with Dan, aka Juggernaut. Definitely check him out. I'm actually going to be pulling up the link to his channel and posting it in the comments here. So give me just a sec while I do that, because I had it up and then I had to update my browser and lost all my stuff.
Nice.
I think we gotta say hi to Chad, Chop and Drop, and Aaron.
Yeah, let's totally do it. Chop and Drop, happy new comic book day. Yeah. Aaron Evans, howdy, gentlemen. Aaron is an awesome soul. So, Tom, we have a customer at Rainbow that also sees Aaron at Comic Book College. And so that's how I message Aaron now, as I tell, I'm like, Randy, go tell Aaron I said hi when you see him next. And so it's pretty funny.
Amazing, Aaron. Love it.
Chad's in the building here saying howdy, and howdy back to you. Derek brought that wisdom too. Costco's dangerous. Yeah. Those stores will get you.
Watch it.
All right. I am going to post that.
So, Derek, do you read any comics? You ever read comics?
Actually, yeah, I am reading. I started with the first issue of X-Men.
Nice.
And I hate to say how I'm doing it because it's not going to be very helpful to a certain shop. But
that's okay, man. We love all comic ways on
I got that subscription with Marvel, and I'm able to just read comics through my phone, and it's really convenient also. But I am on, I think, 160 or something like that out of those. But there was like a period where I guess they went from those main comics and then maybe rewrote those comics. So there's like 30, 40 comics that just aren't in the database because they're just repeats or something like that. I didn't completely understand that.
Are you you're starting at number 1 like Jack Kirby and Stan Lee number 1.
Yeah. It was a very plain and boring X-Men.
Yeah, it's like, and how much exposition is it like this man is standing above me. He's standing above me. That man is standing above him, and then shows a picture of a man standing above him. It's like, bro, I also read all those. This is almost impossible. I was like, I will do this because I am a comic book historian and I need to read this. But there were times where I was like, I would rather shoot myself than read more Stan Lee exposition. How can the page be this big and it has like more prose in writing than like an actual novel? I don't understand. But
hold up. Just to play fair though, the dialogue is so dated that it's funny. Like the phrasing that they throw at each other and stuff. It's like, who talks like no one talks like that. It's just so campy and funny. And then when you look at it now, it's night and day different. It's a product of the times. It's so great.
Well,
but yes, they reprinted all of them and then just put a new number on it. And so you didn't actually miss any. If you skip all those, you don't miss anything. It's just a reprint with new coloring. So yeah, safe to get that. And now your 160s, you're about to get into the bread and butter. Because once you get to like 180, then it's like it's all so enjoyable from there. It's like the most enjoyable shit of all time.
Well, they have Kitty Pryde in there now, and Storm and all of them.
Because Claremont takes over about 140, and then he starts to really get into his run about 2 years in or 2 or 3 years in, and that's like, I don't know. You're right though. You got all once Claremont's in, it's you get the becomes the soap opera that X-Men is.
Another funny thing about those original ones is the fact that they I was reading some lines to Blythe or Kagome, my girlfriend, and her response was, yeah, a guy definitely wrote that. Because it's like the relationship between men and women is just so messed up.
Oh, dude, everything is messed up. It's tough because, like, yeah, Stan Lee, he's a treasure. Guess what? I don't even fucking like the guy. And, it's like he stomped over Kirby. The only reason those, were so good is because of the art, because kids were not even reading all that prose. They were checking out Kirby's art. Every panel is dynamic, even when he has, like, a person just, like, looking to the side. It'll be, like, still enjoyable to watch or to read. And that's what makes, exactly. That's what makes those books so good. So, like, next time you guys see on a movie, like, created by Stan Lee, remember Jack Kirby is right underneath there, and he's the much more important one.
Tom, I have missed you. You are just, the spice is strong today. The spice floweth. Like Dune.
I missed it. I mean, how am I haven't talked shit about Marvel for like a month and a half. I haven't talked shit about DC putting out comics on Tuesdays and for a month and a half. I mean, I miss it. It's a part of me. I have to, bash these big people to,
well, Tom's gonna love this one then. I think they just made a deal where they can use Stan Lee's likeness now in movies.
They did. So we're gonna get fucking hologram Stan Lee. I'm gonna walk out of the goddamn theater the day.
What? Oh my gosh.
Hologram. Hi girls. I got the 5th graders. They're all waving at me.
Oh my god!
Yeah, man. I'm not excited about hologram Stan Lee. They're going to be able to use Stan Lee all the time. They can just, it's like already the last 5 years of Stan Lee's life. It was like his family was wheeling him around, like holding his hand, signing contracts for him so they can make more money. It's sad. Who cares? But speaking of, did you guys hear that Winnie the Pooh is a part of the public domain now?
What?
Nice.
We could call our show the Winnie the Pooh Boys, and we can't get sued. John, me and you could write a Winnie the Pooh comic, publish it, and sell it at Rainbow and not get in trouble.
We should totally do that.
We should.
Can I voice like Eeyore?
Yeah. Like Disney's not happy about it, but that's the way it goes, man. Public domain. So we got to start making some Winnie the Pooh stuff.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yes. Really quick, before we jump into getting to hear Tom's recent whereabouts, I just got to give a shout out to the new Chip and Dale movie on Disney Plus.
Nice.
That was hot. It was so funny. It was good. It was a good time. A lot of references in there.
We're gonna do family movie night and watch it. Juggernaut, you watch it yet? Or will you watch Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the Disney Plus movie?
Ooh.
Oh, maybe not. Dan, will you watch Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the Disney Plus movie?
Yes, I would watch that. I would watch almost anything though, so I don't know if that says much. Hold on a sec.
Oh, wait. My company. Yeah, what up?
It's Kagome, everybody.
Wow. Good to see you.
She's hanging out upstairs. She's like, the boys are gonna play, and I was like, no, you can come hang out. She's like, no, I'm good.
It's hard being famous. It takes up a lot of time. Tom and I totally get it. It's fine. It's totally fine.
I bet you do. Yeah. Nice seeing you guys.
Yeah, it's nice to see you.
Seeing you.
Thanks for showing up.
So again, you guys, be sure to check out Juggernaut and Kagome together on their channel. I posted a link in the comments. Definitely subscribe, get engaged. It's a lot of fun, and Dan's just building a phenomenal community, and it's just so fun. Like, I was there when he handed off the giveaway to the viewer, and it was just cool, and so I love seeing people get connected about things that they're passionate about. But before we jump into more questions at Dan, I'm dying to know, Tom, tell us, where the heck have you been? How did it go? How are you?
Yeah. How did I become you?
Well, thank you, Dan, for becoming me. I was gone. Paige, thank you for becoming me. I appreciate it. You guys rock, standing in the comic book co-host spot. I was in Spain. I went to Barcelona, and then I got COVID, and I got Spanish COVID. And so then that messed up even more. And then before that, I was like trying to get ready for Barcelona. So it was like this whole entire thing. And then I have to be gone the 4th through the 8th for another trip. Or no, the 4th through the 12th for another trip. So John, I'm going to try to still do it in my hotel room that night. So hopefully I don't have to stop. But yeah, I mean, so it's like this work stuff and traveling. I'm done with it. After these trips, I don't have to travel again until, more depressing news. The next time I have to travel is during SuperCon, the fucking Comic Con that I work for, that I don't get to go to because I will be gone for my other job. So that really is a bummer. So, but I get it. That's not until end of September, October. So I will get, a lot of time in between. And I have all these garden tools out here, guys. So I just want to hold them while I talk. I feel like Wolverine.
I was wondering. I'm like, where are you getting all this from?
I'm in the garden room. I got plenty of garden tools here.
Shout
So
out to the garden room.
Yeah, I'm in the garden room. But yeah, I'm excited to be back. And I as much as traveling is so much fun, and I love to do it. My family and my wife are here, and I love South Dakota summers. Like nothing is better. So I can't wait to get on that Missouri River. Maybe we'll do a comic book look from the boat. It's got to happen at least one day this summer. So yes, that's where I've been, and that whole time though, I still picked up comics. I still read them. I made it to Free Comic Book Day. I flew out on Free Comic Book Day and got over to Johnny Boy. He got me hooked up with the comics I needed. My daughter came with me. She got a bunch of cool comics too. And then, but I've been still reading a bunch. So, John, did you get some comics today?
Yes. Yep. And we'll definitely chop it up. But before we do that,
yes.
Dan stepped up and filled in some pretty big shoes on Team of Comic Book Look. at the Backlot 605 MCU Top 20 Turmoil. So I just got to hear, Tom, I don't know if you've had a chance to watch it or not. I just wanted to hear, though, from Dan, what was that like, and how did you like it? Dan met everyone, Tom. Wednesday Comics, Backlot, 605 Boys, Charlie, Andy, the works. I mean, it was
You've
just
grown in
it
the
was fun.
community pretty hard there, Dan. So thanks, man.
Yeah, that was interesting. And it was so long.
That's the thing about those guys. They go 3 hours minimum.
Oh, what was the first one we did? Number 20, and I don't know, it was like 12 minutes later, and we're finally moving on to 19. It was quite the conversation, but gosh, dang it, was it fun. I think, I don't know, they knew you weren't going to be there, and they were like, oh, that team's going to be a pushover. I think they were a little surprised.
Thanks for holding us strong, man.
Dan held it down.
You know what? I haven't listened to it yet. So what were a couple of your guys' picks?
Ooh.
So the first 3, we had 17 was our first one.
Yes.
The first 3, 2019, 18, was already arguments going on. And then 17 comes by, and I wrote it on a note, and I wrote it very small because I wasn't planning on that actually being our answer. I was suggesting it. So I wrote it on there, and they looked at it, and they both just like, yeah, let's put that one. So 17 comes around, and they're like, hand it in. They're like, Ant-Man, written very small. Like, it was supposed to be that way. Yeah, I meant to do that. Absolutely. But that was the first one everyone agreed on. Like, no one had to say no. Everyone's like, yep, that's perfect. What other ones did we have, John?
Oh, that's not gonna work, is it?
Still see here. We got number 1. Oh, there you go. Thank you, John. 6 was Avengers Endgame. Nice. No Way Home, number 5.
So this was actually really interesting. One of the things that happened was around, and Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, around number 7, someone brought in Avengers Infinity War, and I still had my veto left. So each of us had a veto on our team as a perk. And I chipped in and I vetoed it. And this was after 30 minutes of people gushing about how much they love the movie. And I said, okay, that's great. And I had Garrett get out his Thanos glove, and I said, nope. And I removed it. But I brought it back in at number 2 vote because I felt it deserved better. But I just wanted to really see what people would say. So, you know how I do.
Funny.
Yeah. And then I think Ken's pick, right, with number 8, Captain Marvel. Was that Ken, I think, that did that? This list, as you can see, it was insane. I mean, the Hulk made the list. What? It was absolutely insane. Number 1 was actually Black Panther. It's just on the top there. It was absolutely insane. The other thing that happened was number 18. Another team had the chance to say 1 movie per character. So Iron Man, I want to say that's 2 that was on there. We couldn't do Iron Man 1 or 3, Tom. Like, that was automatically excluded. So we got off to a rough start, and Dan was looking at me like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, them's the rules. You know, and Casey from Backlot 605 literally said, I wrote the rules and I don't even know what's going on. So, yeah.
Number 19, was it? The guys across from us, the random guys, the best friends, they, Doctor Strange, the new one.
Yeah.
And holy cow, we all about pooped our pants. We were just like, no. So I'm like, veto. So then they picked out something else, and then Ken vetoed it, like all in the same play. So John held his for a long time to get that 6 or 7 spot there.
Yeah. I'm glad I did. Jeez.
What was it? Andy? Was his name? He then played their power to switch it, I think, and he got that way down low on the list, and he was the only one, I swear, on that.
He hated the movie. He hated the movie.
Just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it, dude.
Oh.
I had to watch it. I watched it in Barcelona with Spanish subtitles underneath, but I didn't care, man. It was so fucking good. I loved it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I really think Dan did a great job and was definitely just leading the charge, and it was a good time. It was fun.
Amazing, dude. Yeah, that sounds.
The only other thing about that then would have been like the number one spot for Black Panther.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wanted that in the number one spot, but everyone was so worried with how the other teams were playing that those movies wouldn't make it to the list, so they were just putting them on when it was their turn.
Yeah,
there was one left, and everyone's like, "There's only one possible movie that could go in there. It should be like number 6 or 7 or 5 even." But boom, there it was.
So that's interesting. I actually love it in number one. It was one of my favorites. The soundtrack was banging. The movie was just visually awesome. The story was hot. Like, I liked it. The only downside for me was that CGI fight that we all talked about at the end. That was kind of a rough one. But other than that, I mean, it was pretty sick. So for me, I liked it just because it exposed me to a new side of the MCU. Like, it taught me something new. So I loved it in the number one spot personally, but I can't speak for anybody else. I think Ken was voting for it too. But
yeah, I mean, I'd put it in my top 10, but I mean, I wouldn't have put it in the number one spot. But I mean, that's always going to change. You could probably ask me every week, and I would probably potentially tell you a different one that I would put in number one. So who knows? That's what's so fun about those. When me and John saw him do the Christmas one, it was an absolute shit show.
Hilarious.
As well. And everybody's arguing, and then you look at the list, and not one team is happy with the list at the end of it.
Well, he asked me that morning. Like, I hadn't even woken up yet, and I had a message from him already. And I had to go to work, and I'm like reading this as I'm like trying to open up my eyes, and I was like, "Oh, let me get back to you." And then I'm driving to work. I wasn't texting and driving, but I somehow messaged him while I was on my way to work that yeah, I can do it. So I'm at work, like writing down the movies. Like, what are all the movies?
Yeah, I gotta figure this out.
And I was like, "Are you writing yours down?" He's like, "No, I'm just gonna wing it." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
You know how I roll.
Exactly, I love it. Johnny's a list.
Tom, Ken had a list like in order by year. Like, he was ready to go, and Dan had his list. I was in the middle, like, I'm gonna put my feet up. It's fine. This is fine. We got this.
Yes. Yeah, I'm so bummed I missed it, man. Yeah, freaking COVID. It's it actually impacted a lot, of people over the last couple of years.
Yeah. But I'm glad it worked out, Tom, and seriously, Dan, it was really cool just to see you, crush it and just hold your own with the other personalities around the community, and I just think it was a really cool opportunity for you to help, get your name out there, and boy, you delivered. You crushed it. So
what was my first thing I said when they were doing the introductions? I was like, I'm not sure why I'm here. I do Pokemon cards.
Well, no, that's not. Well, that's good. That was good, but I think that you said something else that was amazing, and I don't know if it was about Doctor Strange or not, but you said something, I'm about to go Will Smith on you.
Oh. So when they when they made it so you couldn't do Iron Man anymore,
yeah,
because they put 2 on the list. They made it so we couldn't put 1 or 3 on there, and they used their power so we couldn't do any more Iron Mans. I looked over at him and go, "All right, I just want you to know, I'm gonna have to Will Smith you because my girl over here, that's her favorite, right?"
That's funny, man. Oh.
And then someone else goes, "Keep Iron Man out your in mouth."
That's really
awesome. It was awesome.
God damn, that is really good. Yeah, so bummed I missed it, man. So I'm glad you guys.
Dan, seriously, thank you for stepping up. I know it's so last minute, and I'm so glad it worked out, and it was fun. I mean,
did you get the Kanye West reference at the end? Okay, when they were doing
you interrupted them and said
when they were doing their goodbyes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Andy's up to do his goodbyes, right? and he's the one that put Doctor Strange all the way at like 19. He was just about to say something, and I picked up my mic. I stood up. I go, no, hold on. I'm going to let you finish. But Doctor Strange had one of the best movies of all time.
That was awesome.
Oh, that is good, man.
Oh man, yeah, man.
Chad.
It is a good time. It is a great time. But yes, Tom, you were missed, and it is very good to have you back in the saddle with us. And yeah, we're excited. Before we hop over to books this week, anything else for Dan right away before we? Oh, there is one more thing.
I think Tom's gonna shank somebody. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, those the gardening tools. So Tom, Dan tuned into the conversation about Morbius.
Oh yeah, Morbius. Oh, so Dan, you like Morbius, huh?
Never said that.
That's funny.
I don't think I was as harsh about it.
What did you think about Morbius? I should say.
So something that you actually said in that was right away. You were saying it isn't a Marvel movie. It's not made by the Marvel studio. So our expectations going to it can't be Marvel. It has to be a little bit lower than that. So I was like, that's a good point. It's definitely not, because one of my friends that went with us actually said that wasn't a Marvel movie. And then you said that, and I'm like, yeah, that wasn't a Marvel movie, because it legitimately wasn't. I thought the movie overall was okay to good, somewhere in there. I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunity, however. The dark thing, like Doctor Strange, scared the poop out of me, unlike Morbius. And I think there was so much potential for Morbius to be scarier. The first time you see his powers, like they just kind of show him, and then he does the little thing, like just showing what he can do immediately. It's like, no, make us wonder what happened, give us some suspense. Like, just give it to us.
Yeah, dude, I agree totally with that. I mean, all those missed opportunities. He is such a good character. If you do want to, not spend budget, that's okay, because with a dark movie, you can keep it really dark, and you don't have to spend a lot of money, and it looks scary, and they, just miss some opportunities. But yeah, sick comic there, Johnny boy.
But like something I said at the 20 MCU movies was, our expectations when we see a Marvel movie today is this is going to be amazing, which makes it very easy for a lot of us to be very upset once we finish a movie.
Yeah.
So my expectations when I go into one isn't quite up there like everyone else's. So I go and that wasn't bad. Like, I could watch that one time, maybe two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, some of the scenes were nice to watch. The fighting scenes, like, really cool. And then 5 minutes pass, and I'm like, okay. And then 10 minutes pass, I'm like, yeah, all right. They're still doing the wish thing,
That's awesome, man. Yeah. No, cool. See, so John, it's not like we're that far off. We both kind of agree. It's like,
right.
This movie could have been a lot better than it was, but we both went to it, made it all the way through.
Right.
Could potentially watch it again down the line.
Yeah. Just did that the other night, digital, and yeah, it was Ken's first time seeing it, and his reaction was pretty much the same of mine. Of well, that happened, and it wasn't great. It wasn't the worst it could be. I think Chad's really putting a good point here. I like the actor, perfect fit, but not the story. And I 100% am behind that. Like, Jared Leto has the look down pat. And I thought it was just a fresh, modern take on Morbius. Not everyone's going to look like that all the time. But ultimately, I was happy with it. And I thought that he depicted the illness really well at the beginning. I think that he depicted the transformation wonderfully. Did we focus too much on echolocation and flying around with mist all around us? Maybe a little bit overkill. But I mean, was it the end of the world? No.
I think it's how Dan called it or whatever.
What was it?
Well, I think it was whoosh whoosh or something.
Whoosh,
like that.
whoosh, whoosh. There was
And-
that scene where in the hallway with the lights, I know you
Yeah.
guys talked about it a little bit. I was like,
Yeah.
that was closest thing to scary, but what kind of hallway has those kind of lights?
Yeah, at a medical facility. Yeah.
Who did that?
Yeah.
Like they're like, this mental asylum needs to look creepy someday. So let's put these individual lights all the way across in a giant line, so you could get each one of them on or off. Individual.
Yeah.
It's too
If that
scary.
stuff started happening to me, I'm going back to the room and I'm waiting until daytime. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Well, another day, another time.
Yeah. Chad brings another good point. Should had Blade tie-in Morbius or Spider-Man. Completely agreed. And this makes me just more excited for the Blade movie, because Blade is going to get the MCU treatment, and I hope they serve him well. And yes, I do have a Blade comic hanging out right here. So I am ready to go. So yeah. Well, cool. So you guys have calmed the waters, so we've settled the beef. Now, Tom, it's you and Taylor coming up. I don't know how that's gonna go. I wish you the best.
Taylor, you're going down. Can't wait to hang with you.
you see how he tamed me so easily? Good luck,
Oh my
Taylor.
Yeah.
Man.
All kind of garden tools I have in my hand.
I think I had more thoughts when I first watched it, but that was a long time ago.
That's kind of what I felt like too. When John was like, "Oh, you'll have to discuss Morbius again," I was like, "Do I remember anything about Morbius?"
Hey, well,
the was no.
on the Morbius front, I just ordered 5 Morbius T-shirts, so I'll make sure you don't forget anytime soon. There you go. Chris is checking in saying, "Hey, fellas, hey, Chris is on staff at SuperCon with Tom and I, so awesome human being, and good to see you at Rainbow here recently too, Chris."
Oh, nice.
Well, awesome. Well, with that, Dan, the next part here, we're just talking about books that we picked up, and I suspect you might see a couple of familiar faces, so you just chime on in and have fun with it. I'm gonna actually.
Oh, go ahead, Johnny.
No, you go ahead. I talked to him.
I was just gonna say, and let's just go through these quick. We don't have to, go into each one of these comics. So my first 2 that I'm going to be talking about. No, actually, I have one very specific first pick I have to talk about. Boom! Volume 2, Good Boy, number 1, must pick up. It's a must pick up for every single person in Sioux Falls, every person watching this, every person on the internet. It's John Wick opposite. Okay, the dog was killed. Lived.
We don't agree on the cover.
Yes. I'll imagine that, John. We got different covers.
I have a question.
Answer.
So if I had to choose between Good Boy and that, what was the prehistoric one?
The Jurassic League?
Jurassic League?
Yeah.
Which one do I need to pick?
Good Boy.
Okay. Look at how easy that was. There was no question.
Yep.
All
and the writers, Dan, both came to Rainbow earlier this year and did a signing event, and they're looking at doing another tour, hopefully at the end of Volume 2. I don't know for sure, but we're definitely on the list of stops.
Nice.
So they are just fantastic human beings, and I love them.
So Volume 2, there's only 2 of them right now?
Yep. So Volume 1 has 3 issues, which we have right by the register on that end cap. And Volume 2 just came out with this issue today. So there'll be probably 3 to 4 issues, I think, in that one.
Awesome.
Yeah. The first volume is only 3 issues, so it's so easy and quick to get through and read and get a hold of, and then you'll be right caught up with Volume 2. But really, the way they did Volume 2 was that you're jumping straight into new action with a kind of like a whole team that is, they're not. This isn't rocket science comic booking here. Okay, this is fun action, quick paced, with a crime element and a bunch of blood and sick violence. If you like 80 Schwarzenegger and Stallone movies, this is, or if you like John Wick, this is that's what it comes from. So, but yeah, man, I loved it so much, and it was so good. I already read it, and it was definitely 6 out of 6 beers. I can't wait I can't wait for the next one. It sucks I gotta wait.
Thank you. with that, Chad, I saw you. I just threw a gotcha covered in there. We will definitely get that taken care of. Speaking of Chad, let's just talk about Chad for a second here. Punisher cosplayer. So, of course, I had to accessorize that with Punisher issue number 3, which just came out today. Issues 1 and 2 have been a lot of fun. This is a redo on the emblem on his chest. So it has been the skull, since the beginning. And it's more, I don't even know how to describe it, but he's affiliated with the hand.
Yeah, it's like
so
almost like has like a mammoth. Do you see like it's like a mammoth horn or something off the side?
It's kind of cool. I enjoyed issues 1 and 2. I'm excited to read this. I have not read any of my books yet, so I'm just going off of what I liked last time and giving it a shot. So
I'm gonna get that. I just picked up issue 1. I liked it. I missed issue 2. I didn't see it come out, so that's my bad. So then I was like, well, I got to do that before I get to issue 3. So now I'm going to just have to maybe pick it up and trade or figure it out later. But I do want to read that. Aaron, Jason Aaron writing Punisher. It's going to be great.
Yep. You want me to do another one?
No, I got one on deck. Newburn. Once again, this is another one. You guys have been a whirlwind lately, so I saw on the shelf that Newburn 7 came out. I love this series. I didn't buy Newburn 6. I didn't see it come out. But, of course, Rainbow has such an easy system that I just went over and found it. And so, yeah, stoked to get it. It's a great book. Chip Zdarsky, Jacob Phillips. Yeah, man, they're crushing it. So, yeah.
Okay. Tom. You'll be horrified about this. I have another customer that recommended this for me, and this is completely horrible, and I love it. I have been getting Action Comics. I'm here for the story.
Yeah, dude, hunks. You're here for the hump.
That's a hashtag on Top Ken. Hi, Ken.
Oh yeah, dude. Garrett will be happy from Wednesday Comics. He never misses an Action Comics. And Garrett loves hunks not as much as you love hunks, John, but he also loves hunks too. So you can't go wrong.
A gentleman doesn't tell tales, but I got room in my heart for DC, like this hat. So.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Reverse Flash.
Right.
So evil. That's sick. Saga came out. This is the best, comic book coming out, and has been for the last, however many years. It's the best selling. Yep. 59. And guess what? It holds up, and shit went crazy. And Alana's got a new haircut, and her partner turned on her, called her a junkie, and there's also her kids. Potentially, one of her kids, her adopted son, may be in love with her biological daughter, which is weird because they're brother and sister. And so, yeah, this is a Brian K. Vaughan. He's taking us there, dude. I mean, this is the wildest comic book. Space opera. It's amazing.
That cover is really becoming, too. I like that.
Yeah, I kind of want to see it a little bit, a little longer.
Yeah.
Can you hold it up to the camera?
Really, yep. Hopefully you can see it. But this is a fish. This fish is in this crazy fish tank, and this guy comes in here and he's like, oh, that fish is so beautiful, blah blah blah, and then he kills a guy. The bullet goes through him into the fish tank and then ends up through this fish, and this fish dies, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the point of it, but it's so good. I mean, this, like all these things I have told you about this comic book, you'd be like, man, those are big spoilers, right? It's like you would have no idea what this comic book is about with that shit, because you don't know. I mean, it is such a good book. There's not another book like it. There's not another story like it. It's
heck yeah. Well, I'm going to do 2 in a row here just because I got a bit of a mountain. Both from Marvel Comics, both that street level situation. First, Moon Knight, the new run. I am going with the variant cover featuring Wave, who is part of the new Agents of Atlas. And so this is the team hailing from the countries in the Far East in the MCU. And I just love seeing her again, even though I'm pretty sure she's not in this issue. But Moon Knight's a character. I'm collecting volume 1 right now, as well as the Mark Spector Moon Knight series, volume whatever that is, afterwards. And so I figured, I'll get a modern take, and I just adored the cover because I love the character. I love what she's about. And then from Marvel, I don't read a lot of Daredevil, but Devil's Reign rocked my face. And so this came in today. Devil's Reign Omega is the wrap up. On the cover here, we have traditional Matt Murdock, the male Daredevil, and then we have Elektra, who is dressed up as Daredevil. So she was Daredevil. She assumed the mantle for a while. So I'm just kind of curious to see what their history is. I do got to give it up for the Daredevil Woman Without Fear 3 issues part that was part of Devil's Reign. It was really spicy. There was a little bit of romance with Matt Murdock in there. Yeah, I felt like I was like, oh, I'm like reading like that Walmart smut almost. It was kind of exciting. And it was just kind of fun. So yeah, Devil's Reign is so good. Moon Knight is beast, says Chad. Yes. So I'm really excited to just check those out, and I had to get them.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, Moon Knight, what a wild ride that has come, and it's cool that, you know, Oscar Isaac has this show that's doing well and putting him on the front page. It's cool. Stillwater, this has been my next one. I'm still on board. This is this great story about a small rural town where if you live there, you can't die and you don't grow any older. Very interesting. Shit's going down right now. Everybody's getting like their heads blown off and lit on fire and burned, but then, you know, like a couple hours later, they're fine again. So yeah, very interesting. Still love it.
Yeah. And Dan, if you're ever looking for comics to try out, that is another book. I got the volume 1 trade, which collects the first couple of issues, and it was mean. It was great. And I just crushed it all in one day, and I was like, this is amazing. So, and I just tried it on dumb luck. Like, you know, Tom's always talking about it, and he has this tendency of being right most of the time, except for Dark Avengers. And
which I said later, 10 years later, that I liked it. Okay. Going back, it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was.
I'm really bad when it comes to just sitting down and reading comics. Like my X-Men one right now. It's like when I'm going to bed, I'll like read sometimes two or three, power through them, and then go to bed. And then sometimes I won't read for like 5 days, and then I'll pick it up again. Like I get kind of bad when it comes to. I would be playing Xbox instead.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the same way, honestly, dude. I will like. I keep track of what comics I read on what day and stuff. I had to start doing this because it was just getting out of hand with me always being confused where I was in all these storylines. And so I can tell, like, oh, you just went 4 days without reading, or oh, you just went 6 days without reading. So I do that every once in a while too. It happens, you know.
Nope. Jumping in here, I got a couple. These are all no in particular order. Godzilla versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, total fan service book.
What?
Issue number 3.
That's
actually pretty rad.
Yeah, and that's so cool.
I just want to see what happens to the Dragon Zord. That's why I'm here. That's all I care about. Dragon Zord. I don't really care about Godzilla. It's going to piss a lot of customers off, but I'll say it again. I'm Team Mothra. I don't have time for Godzilla. I don't have time for Nope. Don't hit me with that. Mothra's where it's at. She's about peace and love and naps. Also, I'm working on my second beer. It's been a day, and I deserve this. So just give me.
Put those crackers down.
Just give me this moment.
I mean, when all the Rangers morph into the guy to the thing, what is that called?
Megazord.
Megazord. I mean, Megazord versus Godzilla. That would be. I'd read that comic book. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it'd be like us walking into our rooms as kids and like stepping on the toy. Like,
yeah, exactly. He tries best. He'd get out that sword, you know. And
I mean, Godzilla's gonna get Lego'd at worst.
Ow! Ow! Godzilla just holds his leg and hops up and down because he stepped on Megazord.
The next book that I did. Whoa! Another customer for Rainbow. Sam is in the building. It's about that Gamera life. Yeah, okay, that's fair. And then Chad saying that Godzilla owns Dragon Zord. I hope that's not a spoiler, Chad. I hope that's not fun. Anyways, I haven't read it yet. I don't even know if I've read issue 2 yet. I know I read 1. The next issue I got, I don't even know why I got this. I tried out issue 1. I'm collecting Amazing Spider-Man. I didn't know I was, but it's here, and I bought it. So Amazing Spider-Man #1 was a book of many questions, and Peter Parker was called a liar by Aunt May and all this other stuff. So we're kind of figuring out like what went wrong, what's going on. We'll see how it goes. I don't have room to even think about collecting Amazing Spider-Man. So Dan, I get your approach of reading digitally. I'm in the same space where I'll show you guys this. It's a hot mess behind me. All these boxes on the floor that I spray painted are full of comics I have yet to read, and that's not including my stock in the basement. So it's a situation of like I just don't have enough space for all of it, and so I need to make those calls of am I passionate about it or not. The final book I picked up is along that X-Men train, and I went with this cover because it has Destiny on repeat, but this is Legion of X #1. A lot of #1s coming out right now of new series and reboots. It's basically a big soap opera, but in different books. So they're just pushing out, they're printing money at this point. And I love it. I love every minute of it. Just give me all of it. Take my money. Shut up and take my money, Marvel. But it's so fun. And it's if you don't get all of these books, I don't envy you for trying to get on board the train later. So.
Yeah, you won't have to because it's X-Men. You can just jump on in 2 years right then, pick up all the books. You'll be caught up within 4 or 5 issues. No big deal. It's a moving train. I haven't read X-Men in 5 years, and I can like tell you what's happening right now. And I haven't even
It had something to do with Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, it's like like Professor Xavier's in a weird place, like Emma Frost is kind of taking over, and like all the X-Men have been exiled to some place, and there might be like a big sickness. I mean, who knows, right? But I mean, it's like it's the same shit, a different year. It's always good. It's never not. I don't care either. I like it. I still love X-Men, and I don't really pick up any Marvel books, but I mean, I'm on board. I would totally read one today. Love it, John. And keep on getting Legion of X. You're like the only guy buying every X title.
Dude, there's plenty of people getting that. Oh man. For the record, we are sold out of Night of X, which also started. So I just wanted to point out that. So.
Oh man, I can't believe I missed Night of X. Oh, the long-lasting X-Men title that everybody will remember 4 months from now.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm sorry. Enough talking shit about Marvel. I love you, John, and I love X-Men. Which brings me to my next book, Ice Cream Man. We get this really cool cover, which is a maze with a black mouse and a white mouse, and it is amazing, dude. It is trippy and weird, and it's all about this evil corporation. Every single one of these Ice Cream Mans is a one-shot, so it's a one-and-done story. It's a horror story, all revolving with this similar character that's an ice cream man that turns things into bugs and kills you. And so in this one, they think they're going to do like clinical trials for some drug, but it goes into like Inception-wise. They're getting like, the person who's giving the trial is actually the one on trial, and then the person that was running the trial actually is the one that could potentially be on trial, and they're all taking hallucinogenic drugs the entire time. It is wild, and it is always good. It's my favorite. It's like my favorite comic book. It's my favorite ongoing comic book, besides Saga, of course. Saga is the best comic book, but it's not my favorite comic book anymore. Saga is always going to be the best. Ice Cream Man is my favorite comic book. I love every single one. And then it's always so fun because the stories, they still use like bright white colors and just very, very clear. They're not using a bunch of heavy shadows. They're not trying to scare you tonally. and it makes it scarier. It's so good. So yeah, I love it. And oh, you know what? I had another book, John. Give me one second.
Okay. Well, Tom's gone here. Dan.
I'm back. All right. I have one last book that I got today, John. I'm gonna go for it.
Uh-oh.
This book right here, Prairie Pothole. I was just in the middle of reading this. I thought this was cool, weird format. You know, it's like looking at it as towards a regular comic, smaller. You know, cut off the top here. So I was thinking some indie press. And then it said uncivilizedbooks.com. I'm not familiar with these guys. I'm not familiar with John Porcillo. But I looked inside, and then it said it was done in Minneapolis. I saw that it was like kind of like Instagram style story comic books, and mixed with like pictures and prose. And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm about halfway through. I'm really loving it, and it's like slice of life, good shit, you know. So always enjoy finding those different comics that you don't hear anybody talk about or see, or it's definitely not the mainstream Marvel or DC stuff, but it's usually a lot better. So yeah, check this out.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I have a couple more.
Done. Crank them out.
On the Power Rangers front, Power Rangers Universe. This is the Green Rangers cover. It's really interesting because this story, it's a mini series. We are on issue 6 of 6, so this is it. This started out real bad. Like I was like, why am I buying this? This sucks. And then issues 2 and 3 were like, okay, we're on the redeeming train going up. And then 4 and 5 were like, you know. And now with a cover like this, I can't say no because I love the Green Ranger. I mean,
no shit, dude.
So I'm like, I'm gonna try it. We'll see how it goes. At this point, I'm already all in, you know, so I might as well complete the story and see how it treats me. The last new book, technically, I have a couple of backstock things, but we don't need to talk about that, is Spider-Man 2099 Exodus featuring Winter Soldier 2099. I got the variant that had that border, like the 2099 books used to do along the sides here. And I love that. It takes me back. It makes me feel young and vibrant and beautiful and free. I'm so excited to read this book. I love 2099 literature. I don't have all of it. I have most of the Doom run now, so that's in my to-read pile. But Spider-Man I actually never read. I read X-Men 2099. My brother actually collected it, and then I adopted the collection. So
I have a bunch of 2099 stuff. Yeah, X-Men and Ghost Rider and Punisher 2099.
Ghost Rider Punisher needs a home. I know a guy. So
I got multiple copies because those were when they were just selling them by the metric shit ton, you know, like millions. So and they're all like holographic covers and dumb shit like that. So yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of them. John, you can definitely have them all. So I will get those for you home.
I would take you up on that. The final thing, Comic Book Genie, Mikey Martinez. Mike Martinez makes magical art in our community locally here. So he's the one that did that cover of Rainbow Staff as zombies on that comic book cover.
That is nice.
He stopped by today and he said, hey, you're going to have this because I was about ready to throw it out. And it's like a sick like octopus on cardboard. And I was like,
yes.
I want that. I totally want it. You know, and so he just gave me that. And he was like, I was going to toss it out. And I get a kick out of
Wouldn't it just absolutely suck to be just so amazing at something that you're just like, piece of cardboard, I got some kind of board. I drew an octopus. Hey, do you want this? Like, what? Get out of here.
I'll put it in a frame and put it on my wall because
go sell that.
Yeah. And seriously, Dan drew for Juggernaut the logo that you see. Dan drew that and then sent it to me, and I outlined it and colored it in Photoshop. So all credit to Dan because he gave the vision, and then I just made it like with.
No, you gave me the vision. Like that was all your idea. I was like,
well, it was my idea, but you drew it. You know, so
and then waiting for you for like
some,
3 years, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna go draw it.
Dan has the 1s and 2s though. He's crushing it. So I admire that, and I wish I had talent like that. So yeah, that's it for new books, to be honest with you. Exciting news on the rainbow front for both of you, if you're around. We are looking at getting a theater for Thor opening night. Tom, it's not during the school year, it's a Thursday.
Exactly. I'm on board.
It's a possibility. And same thing for you, Juggernaut. Of course, we would love to have you there. So we'll keep you posted on that. I need to reach out to the theater and just get that all ironed out. But shouldn't be an issue. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
When is it coming out, John?
Early July sometime. I don't know. It's hopefully not a right. I'll Google it really quick. Or release date.
That's perfect because yes, I will be in town. I'll be around. It'll be the summer, so I mean, I'll probably want 5 tickets from the theater if I can. But I mean, if I can't, that's okay too.
No, you totally can.
Yeah.
So it comes out on the 8th, but our showing would be on the 7th if everything goes through correctly that Thursday. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So very excited about that. Yeah. So past that, those are the new books. Dan, anything else from your side of the world?
I think there's going to be a collaboration happening possibly this weekend with Rainbow Comics and I.
Oh, cool.
With the new brain farting, the new series
Astral
for Pokemon
Radiance.
cards, Astral Radiance. Yeah. We are box breaks, it sounds like, this weekend. I know it comes out Friday. They're selling it. I know people have been buying it all over the world for like 3 weeks now somehow and opening them, but I have not looked at these yet. And I might do a stream yet prior to this with Kagome. When we're gonna see some cool cards, but then I get to come do it with you guys and see more cool cards. So it should all be genuine because I have not been watching YouTube videos or anything on that stuff, and I look forward to doing that.
So I feel like you're treating this new set like I would a new Marvel movie where I'm dodging the spoilers, essentially. Is that fair?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Gotcha. See, we're not so different, Dan, you and I, right?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you watch somebody, you want that feeling to be genuine, you know? It's like if you've seen all the cards already, you know what's there. I mean, yeah, if you get the best one, you're still going to be like, yeah, but I might get a crappy one and be like, dude, did you see this thing? Look at that. And then it's like, oh, that's a $2 card. Here, let's leave it.
Heck yeah. Well, that's cool. Well, with that, as we start to kind of shut it down here, Dan, do you want to just give them again how people can reach you, where to find you, your socials, all that?
Yeah. You can find me on Facebook. I got a page set up. It's Juggernaut. It's spelled very weird. It's JuggX3rXnaut. I know my YouTube was placed in the chat. If you're looking at this at all, you can go there to find that. But a lot of the updates of what I'm going to be doing, or if I'm changing times up, because we were doing Friday nights, we might be moving to like Saturday afternoons. I'm going to get those updates on the Facebook page. So that's out there. I do have Twitter also. It's the same name. I hardly use it because I have like 2 followers. Everything else seems to be just easier for me to use and communicate out there to share it. So if it grows, and I'll continue to use Twitter, Facebook, and of course YouTube. I moved from that Twitch area over to the YouTube area, just thinking, hey, this seems to be working better for me. So although you have to get 1,000 subscribers to monetize it, so it's a little bit of work.
Sure.
It's a lot of work. But we will push some your way.
Yes. And I saw some in the comments tonight even. People were subbing to you.
Yeah,
so.
Thanks guys. I saw the comments on here. Absolutely appreciate it. And wait, hold on a second. I'm actually using this as the holder for my camera right now, but I'm going to move it so you guys can see. When I get to 50 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway for Charmander. It's the metallic looking Charmander. It looks like it could be Evil T1000's pet, honestly. But yeah, we get to 50 subscribers. We're just going to do a giveaway for that. Hopefully it's someone in Sioux Falls because I want to give back to our community. I just need more people from our community in there for me to do that.
Yeah, exactly, man. Well, the 605 community is strong. And so, yeah, and now that, exactly, other people hear about you, the more you get out there, the more love you'll be getting. So yeah, everybody, make sure you subscribe. I mean, nobody's even watching at this point. We've been on for so long.
We still got a couple people.
A joke. Yeah, but we've been on for so long. It's time to shut down. I'm about to fall asleep here. So yes, love it.
Put the hair away.
But the community is strong, is what I'm saying.
That's awesome. Well, I'm gonna put Tom on the spot here to atone from his absentness. So, Tom, do you want to hit him with our socials and shut it down?
Sure, dude.
First time.
Yeah, I can do it though. I got it. I've listened to John do it for 10 years. 11 years. Comic book look everywhere. You know, that's on YouTube where you're watching potentially now. Facebook. Join our Facebook page. It's hopping. John's always posting great stuff. John on Demand and Tom Stu Divine on Twitter and Instagram. Our solo shit. And yeah, we're having a lot of fun. And of course, you know, just check us here. The best place, I say, subscribe to our YouTube, hit the bell, then you get the notification. We try to come every single Wednesday. Even when I'm not here, John's holding it down for us, finding other people to do it. But yes, hopefully we're going to be rocking and rolling very strong over the next little bit. So yeah, excited to see you guys again next week.
Tom, that's not how we close the show.
Well, I'm not going to say keep it comics or boom. That's you. That's not.
Wow. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We are a comic book look, proudly sponsored by Rainbow Comics. If you're in Sioux Falls, swing on by 42nd Minnesota and say howdy. Or you got options. If you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, say howdy to Tim and Taylor. They're amazing human beings as well. Happy to help you with your comic book needs. Until next time, you guys know the drill as always. I am @John on Demand. We got @Tom Stu Divine and the unstoppable, unconquerable Pokemon Streamer Supreme Juggernaut, aka amazing.
Ah!
Yeah. But you guys, seriously, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. And you guys know the drill as always. Keep it comics for sure. Boom.